The movie's starting!
Woo!
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the The Movie is Starting podcast. I am one of your hosts, Chris.
I am your other host, Jeremiah.
And today we're joined over the internet by...
Keyglyph, or Emily.
Yay!
Whatever
Yay!
you prefer.
Twitch streamer extraordinaire.
Oh, please.
So today we're going to be watching the 1990 classic,
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Yes.
And
So
we previously
excited.
watched the second one back in the first season with one of our old friends. And yeah, I'm surprised it's taken this long to get around to the first movie.
We'll have to figure out, in a few seasons later, we'll have to get to the third. So
No, we don't.
Oh, that'll be a fun time.
No.
No, you must now. It must
God.
happen.
Why? Anyway. So why did you pick Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for us today?
This is one of those movies that I watch frequently as a pick-me-up. So if I'm having a rough time, sometimes even my husband will suggest it. He'll just be like, do you want to put on the Turtles? And I'll be like, yes, and then things just get better from there.
No, okay.
Exactly. But I would say that the Ninja Turtles are one of, if not the most important franchise to me. And I think that if you stick with it as you grow older, just keeping the story in your mind and kind of taking in the media that continually gets reborn turtle style, you will kind of relate to the material differently and you'll see the characters from different points of view. And I think that that's really fascinating. I found that as I've grown, I've identified with different turtles and I've come to understand turtles differently. And I think that this first movie is one of those family films from back in the day that was really kind of emotionally powerful and dealt with some really deep stuff. So I think it's just a really fascinating story. And I also think, of course, the animatronics are just the coolest dang thing.
Jim Henson, man.
Yeah,
Jim
this
Henson.
was actually one of the last movies Jim Henson personally worked on.
That's
Unfortunately,
correct.
he died before the final product.
Mhm.
But he did give it his approval, because he'd seen most of the work in pre-production and said, yes, it looks great. I'll sign off on it. And then unfortunately, as we know, he passed away.
But the animatronics, I had this idea as a kid that I was going to grow up and be one of the animatronic sort of engineers. I don't know if you know of this sort of documentary feature called Ninja Turtles Behind the Shells, but which is not coming out of their shells, which is a completely different thing. But Behind the Shells, and you can find it on YouTube, is this it is a kind of like a documentary light look at the first and second movie.
Tower documentary, right?
No, I don't believe so. I'm not. It is called Behind the Shells.
That's like a full-on documentary. Yeah.
No. This one's pretty short. It was on VHS. I had it on VHS, but they do go into the details of the animatronics and they interview some of the folks in the suits and things. And so you get this really cool look at what actually went into that. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So that was what was one of my dreams.
I remember seeing this in the theater like the week it came out because
me too.
Yeah, like I was huge Ninja Turtle fan. Like and what surprised me, I was more or less at that point I was 8 or 9 years old. So I primarily knew the cartoon. I really wasn't too familiar with the comic at that point. Mm-hmm. So to see how much darker the movie was, because it does get pretty damn dark.
Literally, there's not a lot of lighting in it.
This is true.
to the cartoon, I was really surprised. And the fact that we hear like the first line that a turtle has is a curse word. Really,
yeah.
Raphael, jeez.
But
he's sassy.
The year before that, I had seen Batman in a light I had never seen Batman before, where Batman was actually dark and the Joker was actually killing people. So
interesting.
Love that Joker.
It was that same feeling of like, wow, 2 years in a row, I get like these things that I think are lighthearted and fun, and it's a little dark.
And then your mind expands.
Was it PG-13?
I think this may have only been PG. Let me double check here.
I've got PG on my box.
Yeah.
PG? Okay.
Yeah, because
or I could have just looked at the IMDb page I have open on my phone right here.
Well, I think that's really fascinating that you saw it in theaters because I am just shy of 35. I was born in 85. So I don't actually have memories that predate knowledge of the Turtles. It was just always something that was in our house and that I loved.
It's part of the lexicon. And
Right. And so the first time I saw this movie, it was because we had recorded it off of the television. So I was watching like our own kind of janky
I
VHS
remember
pirated
those
copies.
days.
Yeah, right.
I own so
Oh,
many
I
movies.
ruined that copy of Jaws 3 that we got off of Cinemax.
And like I said, it was a huge thing to actually see them in physical form and in 3D form as opposed to the two-dimensional, either comic or cartoon. They really did a better job of characterizing certain people like Casey Jones, who in the cartoon they really just made more of like this,
Bro.
he never even took his mask off. He was just sort of like he was like a Clint Eastwood psycho, essentially.
Right.
In the comics, Eastman and Laird had said they were huge fans of Big Trouble in Little China at the time. Basically, we're basing him off of Jack Burton, and you totally see that in this movie.
Casey
Right.
Jones, me.
Yeah.
Long hair, Casey Jones forever.
Played by Elias Koteas of all people.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we get this going?
All right.
All right, so this is a commentary track, obviously. So we hope you're watching the movie with us. This is streaming currently on HBO Max, and we have the movie queued up before the New Line logo begins, the little spinning film cell logo. Pressing play now. All right, here we go.
Yeah. Actually, that synced up really well. I can actually hear it in real time.
Oh, nice. Every time I see that, I think of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. Here we go.
I love this opening sequence. The last time I watched this, I was struck by how much of a different time this was. This feels like ancient history now. No cell phone.
This is probably filmed in '89.
Yeah, newspaper stands,
And the towers, this is pre 9/11, so the towers are still there. The skyline.
Exactly, yep.
What are those knobs on that thing?
Oh.
Is there such a thing as print media anymore?
God, I hope. That's kind of what I do.
City crime escalates. Teenagers.
Womp womp. Look, it's a network.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It kind of makes you wonder if Crocodile Dundee is walking these same streets at this exact moment.
Ninjas on the street. Hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, that's my favorite part is that, that ninja was right there, just out of view, in full ninja gear.
So yeah, I saw this opening weekend. It was my parents, me, and my younger brother. My brother was the one who was huge into the Turtles.
Yeah.
I liked them. I thought they were fine. I think I'd played the NES game at this point that everyone hates.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very familiar with it, but my brother was like the psycho, everything Turtles all the time.
No, that was the thing. It's like everything. It was kind of like there are really like two things that I remember having the most toys of. It was He-Man and Turtles, and they were you had to have all the accessories. You had to have the battle van. You had to have the sewer.
Yep.
You had to have.
And we had loads of the action figures. I'm betting they're in that storage unit that we've been cleaning out.
We did too. I actually just gave a whole bunch of mine away to a friend who has a young child because I moved across the country and I had to sort of purge a lot of things. But I kept the 4 Turtles, Shredder, Splinter, and Usagi Yojimbo, who was one of my favorites.
I still have my Usagi Yojimbo. It's in the other room.
Yeah. Which
I loved him so much.
The whole reason he was in the cartoon was basically to promote the comic book.
Oh, by the way, this thievery brought to you by Burger King.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't it really interesting, too, to look at what they're stealing? They're stealing boom boxes and Walkmans. Yeah.
But the thing is, I had read a couple of the old original comic books. A friend of mine
black and white, or when they released
the old black and white ones where they were like violent and kind of nasty.
Yeah.
And my brother was not aware of that. He was just all about the kooky colors of the cartoon and all that. So when we saw this in the theater, I was thrilled because it felt like that comic book I'd read.
Right.
Just with a little bit of the cartoon mixed in because the characters acting all goofy and broad. But my brother was like, "What is this?"
No,
I don't understand.
The whole pizza stuff that came from the whole loving pizza that actually came from the cartoon. That wasn't in it was just basically a thing to kind of like, oh, kids love pizza, so let's make them love pizza.
Right.
And now it's like one of the biggest things that they associate with Ninja Turtles is they love pizza.
Oh, hey, look at that Oscar winner!
There he is. There he is.
Academy Award winner Sam Rockwell, ladies and gentlemen.
That's funny about the transition from the cartoon to this, because again, I was so young that I don't think I drew those lines. I loved the cartoon and I loved this movie, and I didn't really think of them as being separate entities exactly. But when I think of the Turtles, this is the universe that I think of, specifically this movie. Like, these are the versions of the characters I'm the most attached to.
He's got an antenna sticking out of his head.
Hey, look,
He
he's
does.
looking at that.
I just thought it was a really cool mix of like the comic book, the black and white comic book, and the cartoon.
Yeah.
I think they found a right balance.
Nice balance. Well, and you're talking about how it's so darkly lit. I think a big part of that is because they didn't want you to see the flaws in the suits.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example,
possibly.
like whenever they see, they're actually there's those little slits underneath the mask.
The eye holes. Wait, wait, here it comes. Here's the first one. Give it a second.
Yep.
There it is. Scandal. The scandal begins.
Green Harvest, and that's
Golden Harvest. Yeah, the people that made all those kooky kung fu movies in the 70s.
Well, they were because it was a Hong Kong based studio,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They did a lot of Jackie Chan stuff.
I do remember from watching that Turtle Power documentary, they talked about like that. They really wanted them. Like, they really sought them out because they had some of the best martial artists and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guaranteeing some of the stunt people that were playing the Turtles during the fight scenes had to have been some sort of Hong Kong martial arts stunt.
I know Ernie Reyes Jr. is one of them.
Yeah.
And then that's why they gave
him a promotion in part 2.
So here we go. First Ninja Turtle movie fact. Do you know how much these suits weigh with the shell on?
I can imagine maybe 60 pounds.
Very close.
Ooh.
70 pounds. 70 pounds with the shell. So keep that in mind as you're watching them do these incredible
And they
stunts.
have to be all energy all the time, and it's like you got a child on your shoulders. You got like a teenager.
As we said earlier too, you can barely see in these, so it's like they're basically fighting blind.
And in that Behind the Shells documentary I was mentioning, they talk about how in one ear they had the voice of the animatronics operator who's supplying the dialogue, so you understand what your turtle's supposed to be doing. In the other ear, you've got the director, and then you're supposed to filter in all the rest of the environmental noise around you so that you kind of know where you are in the world. And then imagine how the stuff in the face was, you know? It's like Five Nights at Freddy's style, like, you know?
And actually the only one of these actors who was both in the suit and did the voice is
Raphael.
John Pius or Pius.
Yeah, because he had that Brooklyn accent they wanted.
Yeah. And he actually has an appearance you'll see as himself in this movie later on.
They all do, actually.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman's in here?
In audio form.
But he was Josh, I guess I know I'm butchering his last name. It's Pais. So yeah, he's literally the only one who did both.
Yep.
I mean, clearly he had a stunt person do all the flips and stuff, but scenes like this, that's him.
Yeah.
Raphael, you're such a dick.
And the Splinter puppet, there are 3 people operating this.
Yeah.
There's somebody the voice.
That's Elmo, isn't it?
Is Elmo, yeah. He's doing the actual puppeteering of the mouth as he talks. Then there's an animatronics person who's doing the ears and the nose and the eyes. And then there's another person operating the hands.
Yeah.
So fascinating, and it looks so good to me.
It's like all that stuff inside of him, and it's like this little thin thing.
Yeah,
it's funny because I literally just watched. I've been rewatching the Jim Henson Storyteller thing, and it reminds me of the dog. Kind of.
That's right. Yeah. How would a payphone work in a sewer? These movies definitely skewed my idea of what a sewer was like. Yeah. And also I believed as a child that I would be able to lift a manhole cover. No, those things are incredibly heavy, but they make them look so light in these movies.
Use them as frisbees and stuff.
I actually tried to pry one open near my house because I wanted to try to find the turtles. I lived about 20 minutes outside of New York City, and I thought maybe I could get in there and find my way somehow.
They get electricity and everything.
Yeah, I know. It's a sweet dig right there.
Donatello is a genius, so that's how they.
That's true. That's true.
And fun fact, Michelangelo is actually the first turtle that was ever created. because they, Kevin Eastman had done that like joke drawing that he
Yep.
handed over, and he's like, "Hey, look, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle," and they were kind of like, "Wait a minute."
We're
it had
on
the
to
nunchucks,
something.
yeah.
Hmm.
I liked how they kind of leaned into the violence sometimes. Like I have a mostly complete set of Ninja Turtles trading cards, and they actually have like facts on the back sometimes. And I distinctly remember that it mentioned that a nunchuck can produce like 80
You see the guy's
pounds
hands
per square inch of pressure. Yeah, that's right. I was going to point that out too, and I forgot. I'm glad that you mentioned it.
I remember I noticed that when we saw it in the theater. I was just kind of like, was that somebody's hands? I'm like, was that Tony Hawk?
Well, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the guy that plays the pizza guy is Michelangelo.
That's
Is the
correct.
actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Did they get Corey Feldman's voiceover while he was in prison?
Rehab, Chris.
Oh, rehab. Sorry.
But yeah, and you can tell, like, definitely a high def, because I'm watching this in high def, you can definitely see a little bit. I mean, like I said, the shading is still pretty good, but you can still see the slits.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they would usually either do that or they'd look through the mouth. I know. But yeah, this actor is Michelangelo, evidently.
Yep.
And the voice of Michelangelo is the kid from the Brady Bunch, Cousin Oliver.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Because I remember that. Like, I remember like, when this came out, like everybody made a big deal about, oh, it's Cousin Oliver's getting work again.
Isn't this interesting that it's Domino's, but Pizza Hut was the one that had all the tie-ins with the video games and such?
Yeah, I remember I played the arcade game Part 2 not too long ago, and their Pizza Hut ad, not only on the box of it, but in the game itself. I was just like, what?
Yeah, and in the manual there is a coupon in the back. Yeah,
so
which I never
crazy.
redeemed, but
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I was happy the one that I have, the manual doesn't have it ripped off either. I was so happy about that.
Also,
look, it's leaking water in there. I never noticed that. So it is a gross little habitat, but they probably like that.
It'd be funny if they had like one of those giant goldfish swimming around in it. Oh, critters! I just watched that last night.
Ugh, where did they come up with this stuff?
Hey, it was
nice
a hit.
Disguise,
it was
Raphael.
a big hit, Raphael.
Oh.
Shut your mouth.
I like it. Oh, here we go.
Oh no, teenagers again.
They're so evil.
Rowdy teens.
It's like flashing a gun.
I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, he's got something.
It appears to be a rod of some kind.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I love this scene. I love all the dialogue here. Purse scrubbing pukes.
I'm glad that they went out of their way to not make him look like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
2 minutes
But,
for high sticking.
This is,
I swear I'm not going to do that for the entire movie.
Elias Koteas is one of the few celebrities that I've actually served, and he was nice. He's very quiet.
Like
Oh,
most
interesting.
actors are.
Because like he would just be like, I mean, this is back when I was still working in downtown Chicago, and because they're filming, they film Chicago PD, and I guess he has a recurring role on there, and yeah, like he was always really very quiet. He's like, "Oh, I'll just have IPA and some fries."
Some fries.
I don't know that I've seen him in anything else. So he's just forever a Casey Jones to me. And also, does anyone else look at him in this movie and just feel like he's Eddie Vedder? I can't. There's just this
That might have been what they were going for.
Yeah, like this would have been right around that grunge time. Raphael spoken.
This always cracked me up. With
but it was this and The Prophecy, I think, are the two.
Yeah, the first Prophecy movie, Crash.
Yeah.
He's been in like 5 million movies.
Yeah, because he's Canadian, so he's really good friends with.
I know he was in a bunch of Adam Egoyan movies.
Yeah,
he was in like Exotica and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's been in everything.
Yeah.
And he looks different in almost every movie he's in. Too. He was in Thin Blue or the Thin Red Line.
He now has far less hair, and I doubt that's actually really his hair. So.
How old was he even in this movie? Because
He's
something
probably
about
in his 30s.
Yeah, Casey and April seem so timeless to me. April was 23 when this was filmed, but she seems forever older than me because she's such a badass. Oh, here we go, Raphael cameo.
Oh yeah, there he is. In a trench coat.
Big Toidle.
Going to live
Going to LaGuardia, right? Oh, here we go, number 2. Shh.
Damn.
But yeah, so he was almost let's see here.
Oh, and I love this scene.
He's almost 30.
I love this scene. I wish that the soundtrack existed of the score to this movie because I want this piece of score without the dialogue. It's so beautiful.
I might have it.
Do they have this on it? Because I've looked at some.
There's a website that I go to where I download movie scores and stuff, and there's a lot of
let me know,
unreleased ones. I'd have to look.
I will be in your debt forever because I love this tune. And this scene is like almost one long shot. It's incredible the way they planned this.
Yeah. Or they have like such a for
well, it's two puppets. It's two puppets interacting. Can you imagine how much of a pain this must have been to rehearse and all that?
And these facial expressions, and he's crying. Oh my god! I get like legitimately moved by this.
Raphael making the water.
So, okay, obligatory question. You did talk about it on the other episode, but I'm going to ask you, who was your favorite turtle growing up, and who do you relate to the most now as an adult?
Back in the day, I probably would have said Michelangelo.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was kind of like hyperactive and kind of annoying and stuff. Yeah, I was kind of like that. But nowadays, I'm probably more like Donatello.
Yeah.
I'd honestly say I've kind of come a weird, like, I would not say circle, it's more of like a triangle because as a kid, Michelangelo. Then later Raphael, and I think now I'm back to Michelangelo.
Oh, really?
Being homebound for 9 months, he'll do it to you.
I think of a lot of anger I had when I was, in my late 20s, early 30s, and now that I'm moving on from that, it's like, I'm just kind of, it's all good.
I had it right when I was about 8. Let's just go back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, so Raphael was my favorite as a kid because I like straight up had a crush on him in this film. I just thought like, oh, he's just so tortured and sad and he just needs somebody to understand him. Yeah. As an adult, if I, came across Raphael, I probably would like stay away because he's just red flags, bad news.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I came to really appreciate Leonardo because as a kid, I just felt like Leonardo's just good at everything and who cares about that? But he's not just good at everything. He's basically sacrificed his life to be the best because he feels like he has to take care of his brothers when their father dies. He's like playing the long game.
Yeah, he's the big brother, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think when you get old enough to sort of feel the mortality of your parents, I think Leonardo starts making sense.
He's really the only one that has weapons that can kill.
That's an interesting point.
All the other ones have like defensive weapons. So.
Yeah, get him, April. Drag him.
This is also the first movie where I learned the term busting someone's chops.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Christie has not aged very well.
Actually, it kind of looks like if James Coco and Chris Christie had a child.
Oh, here we go. So here's a convention I love in 90s media, the wall of TVs. Yeah. Is this supposed to express the fact that he's got his eye on everything or that he's got so much money he can have all these TVs and just straight up destroy one of them?
What my thought is like, I hope he's on like the ground level because that many TVs are kind of heavy. It might collapse the floor.
That's funny. I never thought about that.
See, these things happen when you're an adult. Should think of random shit.
I'm kind of wondering too if that was I wonder if that was a reference to Watchmen because that was also, that was also a really popular comic book at this time. And there's that Ozymandias scene where he's like watching all the monitors.
Interesting, yeah. Here it comes.
Yep.
I learned a lot of interesting vocabulary from this movie.
Busting my chops.
Cricket, crumpet. Mom, what's a crumpet? I definitely was that kid. She's like, "What? Where is this coming from? What's a Jose Canseco bat?"
Yeah.
Emily, what are you doing?
I'm Jose Canseco.
Oh my god.
Whoa! Put
April
those
is
eyeballs
like-
away.
April is what I would love to aspire to be. I would love to be like her. She's just like the ideal of not taking any bullshit. You know what I mean?
She's Furiosa before the apocalypse.
Well,
And stalking. Oh, and so here
not a
comes
trait you
a,
want in a childhood idol.
I believe this is the Leonardo actor
the-
cameo
yeah,
in the he's the delivering a message.
Yeah.
Foot
Stop
soldier. Spoiler, sorry.
Yeah.
Just wait 5 more
Oh,
seconds.
I've been in that situation, lady. I know. I get it. Except the ninjas never showed up.
Also, I don't think that man's really Asian. That does not sound like an Asian voice.
Wow.
That sounds like me doing an Asian voice.
Oh, well, hey now. That escalated quickly.
Oh my gosh. So I'm having a very old school problem where my DVD apparently has some stuff or scratches on it. And my replay has abandoned itself. So I'm going to try to catch up with you.
Okay.
What's happening? Is April being carried away?
Raphael just rushed everybody.
Yeah.
Do it, Raphael.
You just jump kick somebody in the face.
Yeah.
The train's coming.
Yeah. He's carrying her.
Raphael
along.
just picked her up. Train's
I've been in
passing
that
him up.
situations on the train before. So.
And he's gone. Running down the tunnel.
Yep.
Ninja vanish.
Congeal. Oh, sorry, that's the tick.
Spoon.
Think about how many puppies' bellies we've scratched.
So the turtles are made out of latex, like foam latex, right?
Yeah.
He's walking through water. Those feet now weigh 55 pounds.
Yeah, and think about how hot it is inside there. One of the actors in the suits reportedly lost several pounds on the first day of filming
I
just
can
from
imagine.
sweating in there.
I know what he
Man.
feels like. I work in an aseptic clean room, so I wear a human-sized garbage bag all day long. So I know what that
Thinking
feels
about how
like.
many bed bugs are in that couch right now.
I wouldn't worry about that. Just ew.
I'm sorry
It's
I
like,
dropped out
thanks-
here. I'm still
thanks,
trying to get
Edgar
back where
Frog.
you are.
Miss O'Neill is sleeping.
It's like a Skeksis touching her.
I bring you Gavling.
No, I'm so sad. Like this entire scene is just not reading on my disc, and it's one of my favorites because we're gonna see the flashback to the little baby turtles.
Baby Toidles.
Yep. And she mentions Harrison Ford. So,
She did not grow up to be Callista Flockhart.
no. But she does wish that her dreams had Harrison Ford in them.
So here's another question for you. Do you, when you think of the turtles, do you think of Master Splinter as being Hamato Yoshi, or do you think of him as being Hamato Yoshi's pet? Like what is your preferred universe?
I think of him as Yoshi.
Yeah. Well, because it fits with the whole idea of they mutated into whatever they were with,
Right, yeah.
Had the most exposure to.
It's like his clone just happened to be a rat.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you exactly?
The flashback's about to begin.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just said he was a pet of Hamato Yoshi.
In my cage. We just got the doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Yep, it just blacked out.
Yep.
It's Wito Splinter.
Winter. Which, by the way, Splinter is a play on Stick. who
Yeah.
was the character
From Daredevil,
yeah.
And then the foot is the hand.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only know things about Daredevil because of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Well, and so yeah, the idea is that the same stuff that gave because Matt Murdock, supposedly they were his pets, and he pushes the old man out of the way whenever that truck comes, and like the toxic waste that comes, or or the ooze or waste or whatever that comes out that gave Daredevil his ability, his radar powers, also is the stuff that turned them into mutant turtles.
That was fascinating to hear on the other episode that you did on the Turtles, because I did not know there was real continuity there between those universes. So that's really fascinating.
Yep.
Let me know when they're at April's place laughing at the table, and I'm going to pick up from there.
Okay. Leonardo.
I love Splinter. I guess that's another answer that I have, is that my favorite turtle as an adult is Splinter. I really have come to just love him, especially in the Nickelodeon incarnation.
Yeah.
They made him into kind of like more of a squishy dad as opposed to just a kind of stoic guardian. I think that's kind of really special. It's so cool to see how these things get reinvented.
Yeah.
Its Turtles has been rebooted more times than Spider-Man.
Right.
One of those things, I was thinking about this. It's one of those things that it's a weird generational thing. Like each generation sort of has their version of Ninja
Turtles. Yeah. And now it's a family thing. Like Rob Paulson, who did Raphael in the original cartoon, and then Donatello later.
Robert Paulson?
Rob Paulson?
No, I'm making a Fight Club.
But he did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he did Raphael in the old cartoon.
Fight Club jokes.
He did Donatello in the Nickelodeon incarnation, and he was talking in this really like heartwarming interview about how he understands now that the Turtles are a family thing, because all of us grew up. We have kids now, and we're all watching the Turtles together, with our kids, and so it transcends just being for the children.
Yeah.
And it still holds up too, which is nice.
And then because even if you count like comic book, if you got the comic book iteration, there's like 1, 2, 3, at least like 4 or 5, I think, iterations of them, because they're
laughing.
Okay, great, thank you. Here we go. I don't miss Michelangelo's impressions. Very important. As a kid, it's like, I had no idea what this was, but I'm like, yeah, it's totally funny. It's Michelangelo. I get it.
And April's eating it up. So.
Can we talk about her apartment, by the way? Because there is, I think, one computer in this film, and it's in the corner somewhere in her apartment. Like, there are just no computers anywhere in this daily existence, which is so fascinating to me. And I love that her house is like
crap was blocked out of that. I just noticed.
I don't know, but they're definitely showing off the Ocean Spray label.
Yeah, right. I didn't notice that either until just now. A juice box. But I love that her apartment has like all this junk in it, and of course she's got the antique shop, so she's probably given to collecting stuff. But like, look at the wallpaper. Did you have wallpaper in your house growing up? Because I
feel your pain, April O'Neil, with the collecting stuff.
I know, right? Maybe this is where we all got it from,
You're a bad example, April O'Neil.
She just misses her dad.
You've done me wrong.
Oh, Raphael.
The sad face.
He's so quiet. He's all tongue-tied.
He realizes she's just gone insane.
No, she's just gonna go sit in the bathtub now. No!
Nice.
Oh, here comes the shot that freaked my brother out.
I love the next scene. I always love how the way it looks and the way he says it.
This got my brother so bad.
So like this?
Yeah.
Raphael freaking out?
Yeah.
Look at the expressions on these animatronics. They're incredible.
Like it shoots in his mouth, but it's like, no!
And then this guy.
Bill Cosby.
Crazy kids.
But I love this. I love the way he says Splinter.
The way the mouth moves here is good, really good.
Yeah,
it's a god damn.
Yeah. One detail that I think is really special about the animatronics is that they discovered that if they put one little fairy light in the eyes of the turtles, it made their eyes look like they were sparkling in the light, and that it gave them life. I think is how they described it in the documentary. Yeah. So when I was a kid, even as a teenager, this went over my head. That he's totally blackmailing. What is his name? What's the boss's name? Danny Charles.
Yeah, Danny's the kid, Charles.
That's
the dad.
right.
Yeah.
So he's totally blackmailing Charles, and I didn't get that this
What are
police
you
chief
doing
is
on that
involved.
couch? Oh, okay. I just saw the turtle shell bopping up and down.
But like that
Let's
was obvious to everybody else, right? That the police officer is blackmailing her boss to get her
Oh yeah,
in deep water.
I totally knew that. Yeah.
Now, for some reason, it's been a while since I saw this. I always thought that, for some reason, I thought this was who's that guy from Groundhog Day? Phil.
Oh, Stephen Tobolewsky.
Yeah, for some reason, I always think it's him, but it's not.
Yeah.
I love how everything in this movie
Look at that.
feels a little bit like gross and dirty.
Yeah.
Like this apartment just is kind of
Yeah.
grungy.
Well, it's New York. It's New York in the late '80s, early '90s. New York was probably not a good place then. That's like
But they could have like
Jason was loose in there at one point.
That's like when Hell's Kitchen was still. That's actually when Hell's Kitchen was still like kind of crime ridden, wasn't it? Or
was when it was really Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah. Like now Hell's Kitchen's all gentrified. So
we're so lucky that they're ninjas.
yeah.
If they were samurai, this would not have gone this way.
You have seen me disemboweled.
I wish. I hate my dad. Love the way he says that. I wish.
Like everyone was hiding in weird places, but was Michelangelo just crouched in the corner? He just popped up right next to her.
He's like, if I just stay very still, they won't see me.
He's like Drax. If
I stay out, you can't see me.
Yeah,
I'm standing right there. Damn it.
Off he goes. He's gone. No cell phones.
So angsty.
Okay, this scene is so good. As an adult, when I watch this, I'm just like, oh my God, these kids are so young. Like as a kid, they just seemed like people. But now I'm like, oh, look at their little baby faces, especially the kids playing poker and smoking. They are like,
I expect to see Jenny Lewis from the Wizard in here somewhere.
Narc, how hardcore.
Oh God, I remember that game. I had that
Do you think they debated over which arcade cabinet was going to represent?
It would have been funny if there was a Turtles game in there.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, I was gonna say, who was it that made the Turtles game?
Konami.
So was Narc a Konami game?
No,
I don't know.
That was Midway.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I wonder if they actually do have a lot of Konami games here.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
Look at this undershirt.
Yep.
So gross.
Menthol.
Again, this is the most badass thing this kid could think of. You got any cigarettes? And
Hey,
as a
Sam
kid, we were all like,
Rockwell. Sam
here we go.
Rockwell's
Look at how
called
young
Laundry.
these kids are. Look at how young they are. They're so little.
It's the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Go.
Tatsu.
I'm gonna kill you later.
I do remember when I watched this being thrown off as to why Krang and Bebop and Rocksteady were not in this.
Oh, we're not in it. Interesting.
They're trying to,
Because this was like, well, also, I don't think they could have made those things look good
No.
in 1990.
Are you kidding me? They didn't even look good in the new one.
Yeah, that's true.
Did either of you take martial arts as kids?
I took karate for like a year, but that was about it.
I just got beat up by my brothers. So.
No. So you learned like
That's
Street
how I
Fighter
learned how to
fighting.
fight, yeah. I learned how to fight. We called our living room Thunderdome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What's Jeremiah's technique? Foot to face technique. Yeah, I took it at the local park district for a year, and I sucked at it, so I didn't bother going through or continuing with it.
Oh, that's cool that you did it though. My parents didn't want me to do martial arts because they thought I just wanted to be a Ninja Turtle and that I would misuse that knowledge. I don't know if you remember this, but sometime when I was in like first or second grade, so early 90s when Power Rangers was just becoming a big thing for us here, there was some urban legend going around of some kids who had like kicked another kid to death while they were playing Power Rangers. And so there was this sort of like spooky, and it might have been real, I don't know, but parents were like wary of this martial arts stuff, you know?
Well, don't forget this movie. There's a lot of things in this movie that had to be removed in the UK because of the rules they have over there. Like they can't use the word ninja.
Right.
So
Hero
this is called
Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, and anything with nunchucks has to be removed,
Right.
and anything that's a headbutt has to be removed. Headbutts and nunchucks are considered headbutts are considered dirty fighting, and nunchucks are illegal in the UK for some reason.
Oh wow. I mean,
I
those will kill your bones.
I
Yeah,
do remember when I saw this and thinking like, wow, they really I thought they did a really good job of showing Shredder because he looked almost like page or cartoon.
Sam Rockwell, I am your father.
Yes. And I agree.
Yeah.
This Shredder has so much gravitas. I am literally afraid of this Shredder. And I also love that he throws down because in other iterations and other media, Shredder is kind of the one who's just like, hey, lackey, go do that thing.
He's Cobra Commander.
Right. But here he's
just
like, no,
hey,
I'm going to mess you up because I'm actually the best.
There is a deleted scene in which he has a bunch of them attack him and he just beats the shit out of them.
Really? So are there deleted scenes on the internet? Of this,
I remember seeing it because I think this was.
It might be. I wouldn't doubt if it's on YouTube.
And
I gotta check.
That I saw it. I'm pretty sure I saw it on that Turtle Power documentary.
I gotta watch this. The documentary that I saw was the one on the toys specifically.
This one basically, Turtle Power is actually a really good documentary because it basically does the entire history up to the point where it was made. Because they start with Eastman and Laird, and then they go into like the toy line, they go into the cartoon, and then they go into the movie, and they actually show some scenes. I was like, oh, I don't remember that. And it was like during this scene, you see like where he was just doing some sort of display of power, and he's just beating the shit out of all
wow.
I think we need to have Counselor Troy go and talk with Shredder for a little bit because he's got this thing about wanting to hang out with little kids all the time.
I sense great pain. Pain. Oh, Splinter.
Oh, by the way, there's a rat in the back room.
Oh, and the little nose twitching. Oh my god! The details are just so incredible.
What gets me about, like you're saying, like, the Shredder in this movie is kind of like a badass.
Yeah.
And then you got the Shredder in part 2 who gets taken out by a bridge like Captain Kirk in Star Trek Generations.
Right. That he just kind of wiggles a little bit.
Yeah, he just kind of goes like, I am Super Shredder. Oh, no.
He had too many muscles. His muscles killed him.
He kills himself, essentially, which is kind of, I thought was kind of lame. Oh, yeah, by the way, April O'Neil's actually a reporter.
Yeah.
Something that I did not pick up so I just briefly looked through IMDb to see if there was interesting trivia that I did not know. I did not realize that all the reporters in this movie are named after months. So April's talking to June. I never noticed that before. Isn't that interesting? And someone else is May, I think, somewhere.
That's pretty cool. I can't remember why she did not come back for part 2.
Was it, I'm assuming either...
I don't think it was a money dispute or anything.
Yeah.
But I remember being really bummed when I saw the second one, and the woman who was like on the soap opera my mom used to watch is playing April O'Neil now, and I was like, "Who?
Oh, really?
Why?"
That's
I was
funny.
like, "Why?"
I didn't have that connection. She was okay in part 2, but this
It's
April
the
is the embodiment of April. Yeah.
There's a huge age difference between the two of them too. Like the one who replaced her is like, I think 5 to 10 years older than this.
Interesting.
April.
Yeah. It's just, to me, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Like, this is the definitive April for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh,
she just gave googly eyes to the Wrath Boy. Yeah.
And I love that he like crosses his arms and kind of like looks away.
Hey, everybody.
Like, yeah, whatever.
Raphael gonna get it.
Yep.
Raphael gonna get it. You think this is like considered bestiality?
Well, it's funny you say that because in the modern comics, they made it to where there was sort of a love triangle between Raphael, Casey Jones, and April. So,
oh God,
yeah.
So Casey Jones wanted Raphael too?
Yeah, I mean, come on,
it's that red bandana, man. It catches the eye faster than any other color, according to my psych class.
The way he handled those sides, woo.
I'm gonna just tell you that in like the early 2000s, I was totally reading Ninja Turtles fan fiction, so it exists, folks.
Like the slash fix.
These things that seem like maybe they're plausible. Oh, somebody's written about that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if either of you listen to any like the Kevin Smith podcasts on Hollywood Babylon. Ralph Garman, his co-host, will occasionally try to find and look up like ridiculous porn parodies, and he
Oh,
found
no.
it was 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh no.
And there's literally a line where they have, "We're coming out of our shells."
Man, I feel old because I used to drink the Gatorade out of the glass bottles like that too back in the day.
Yep.
Oh man.
So like he sees Raphael very, very, very far away, like binocular style.
It's the red, man. It's the red bandana.
But then like how does he I want the shot. I want to see the scenes where he's making his way over.
Yeah.
Like what is Casey doing exactly?
He's hopping from rooftop to rooftop.
Yeah, that's what I imagined in my mind. He's actually jumping from rooftop to rooftop. Aesop's Fables. It's such an injustice what they do to turtles on TV, Michelangelo. I feel you.
But I remember also having you know how they would always do like movie comic, like they would do like a comic book like for the movie or whatever that was basically based off of this. Usually, it would be based off of the script and not the final product in order to get things moved in, or in order to move the book before. Or
sure, so that they're kind of simultaneously released. Yeah.
And I remember there's actually a lot more backstory with Casey in that script. Like you see like why he becomes a vigilante and stuff like that.
I mean, you mean he's not the Arrow?
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Well, not in this version. That's in like the Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
He's like, I was a disgraced cop because I was too violent. I lost my job. I'm a vigilante now.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest turtle mark. Anything that comes out with the turtles, I'm going to watch it and I'm going to enjoy it no matter, what the product is, just because it's exciting to see it done in a different way.
Yeah.
I will tell you, seeing the Technodrome like that on the silver screen in the second or the third movie was awesome. That was worth the ticket.
I forgot it was in the second one.
Yeah,
I just remember the reason I went to see the second one in the theater was because I wanted to see Krang realized.
Right, yeah.
It was very polite.
I didn't expect it to be Brad Garrett doing the voice, though.
It was very polite for all those foot soldiers to attack him one at a time.
I was going to say,
right?
yeah, so now they've decided. I had those fans, by the way. They're these little, like, very thin fans hanging on the wall. I totally had one of those as a kid.
No!
Ugh.
See, if Daredevil was here, he would have heard that happening upstairs and already be up there whooping everyone's butt.
Yeah, I can't say that I know how good a turtle sense of hearing actually is. And now Leonardo's has been drastically reduced. So
Yeah.
I remember watching this for the first time, the window, Raphael. Yeah. And as a kid, I remember just being like, oh my God. Like it really just got me like, oh my God. I thought, is he dead? Like I was really freaked out by this.
Skylights, my only weakness.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember like being a snarky 15-year-old when we saw this in the theater when Raphael falls through the skylight and lands. I was like, aren't turtle shells supposed to be hard?
Yeah.
I have a story. I have a story here real quick.
Sure.
I found out last month that my husband knows a guy who knows the fellow Chucker. I am 2 people removed from the fellow Chucker. That is so cool to me. And of course, I immediately was like, can you ask him a question for me? And he was like, no, I can't do that. That's too embarrassing. I can't. I'm sorry.
How they were able to do that with those ridiculous gloves on, I don't know.
Right?
If you'll notice, the foot guy has has like the safety ones. He has like the practice chucks.
Oh, I don't know enough about nunchucks to know that.
Yeah, as a kid, I had a pair of foam ones.
Yeah, because like they're cups.
That's exactly the ones I had were striped blue and black, but they were just like the ones that the foot guy has.
Oh, how cool!
You can see that it was like a pipe on the inside, but it was just foam all on the outside of it.
Yeah.
And we used that in I don't know how many different home movies where we're getting our butts kicked by each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hit them upside the head with it and you wouldn't feel it.
Yeah, because the idea was that they were practice, like you wouldn't hurt yourself,
Right.
You wouldn't hurt yourself while
you wouldn't break your face while practicing. Yeah.
It's it's kind of like a boken, for that matter.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the computer.
Yeah. That thing's
Now I'm
probably
curious
got-
what kind it is. Is that an Apple IIe or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got
Right.
a whole bunch. It's got a whole bunch of memory. It's got like 1 gig.
Yeah, it's more like 1 kilobyte.
Yeah, maybe a mega.
Yeah.
And axes.
Did it have a disk drive?
Oh, floppy.
You're just totally trashing this poor woman's apartment.
I really thought that the axes were like really extreme. This is so kind of lighthearted. It gets obviously, darker as it goes on, but they're just
Yeah.
having fun. And it's like they straight up just brought axes in here.
I know. I didn't realize that a friggin' Halliburton was a ninja weapon.
Next thing you know, a trebuchet is going to show up.
Yeah, right. They just roll it up the stairs.
Just keep escalating.
Something that I like to think about in the Ninja Turtles video games, I mean, the foot soldiers in those iterations are robots, right? But I love that specific colors have specific weapons. So I like to imagine in my mind that in this universe of becoming a foot soldier, you get like given the weapon that you should have based on how you do. And based on the video game universes, it's like somebody got given sand or snowballs. And they're like, dude, I wanted the hover bike and the lance, but I got snowballs.
Those are the ones where there was a circuit loose in their
Yeah, exactly.
Something. It's like, here's a ball. Perhaps you'd like to bounce it.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, I really love Tatsu.
Aw.
I think Tatsu is really awesome. And I don't know if that's because I thought he was such a badass in the Hyperstone heist for the Sega Genesis or what, but I love him as a character. I think he's just really interesting.
When they were bashing Donatello's head on the piano, I expected Redox to pop up and be like, hey, mind the piano!
Yeah, right?
Oh.
Oh, he made it. He just sprinted across half the city, folks.
Yeah. Oh. But, he's wearing the mask, so you can't see how out of breath he is.
Yeah.
He's going to get all Canadian on him. He's going to beat the crap out of him and apologize when he's done.
Yeah.
Kill him, April.
Because I will not.
So when I was growing up, one of my best friends was Japanese, and I got to ask her some really... Oh, this is horrifying, by the way.
Yeah, they just killed somebody.
That foot soldier just got electrified to death. But I would ask her questions that cropped up and things like this that sort of had, Japanese influence. And something that I asked her was, why does Tatsu say ninja banish? And it's because there's no V in Japanese. So you can't say ninja vanish. And I thought that was really interesting that they actually thought about that for this movie, because this is the 90s. And in like the Nickelodeon Turtles, they're way more Japanese culture forward because that's where we've come today.
Yeah.
But I like that they were putting that kind of level of detail into things here.
Yeah.
What is that
That's an
archaic device?
Oh, yeah. Also, really convenient that it just happened to fall right above Casey Jones.
Yeah. Oh, we got jokes.
Oh, zaniness!
And I love that this little trapdoor stops the foot soldiers.
Wood paneling is my only weakness.
Yeah, right. Okay, so the way they filmed this,
The battle van.
the way they filmed this scene where she's running to the back of the van in slow motion and she sees her apartment as she's being pulled away, and this house that was a tribute to her father who's gone. Oh my God, this gets me every time.
Yeah. Precious memories.
It's all your fault, Danny, you piece of crap.
Yeah. Oh, and he's feeling it.
Yep.
I'm a piece of crap.
Oh, he'll just listen to some Sid Vicious. He'll be
He
fine.
shall now be known as Danny the Douche.
Douchey.
More absolutely terrifying Shredder.
God damn!
Yeah.
He powdered his pimp hand before he hit him.
I'm waiting for him.
And I think he hit him with the blades because I think he's bleeding. Yeah, he is.
He did. He did.
I keep waiting for Shredder to go fight.
I don't have throat cancer.
Finish him.
You can never win.
Ooh, ultimate disgrace.
Someone just got shamed.
I believe in this Shredder so hard. Like,
did a
I
good
really
job,
just feel how scary he
They
is.
could have just gone cartoony and over the top and just he's all screamy and waving his hands around.
He just stared at Tatsu,
Yeah,
and
that's
Tatsu
all
just
he had to
freaked
do.
out.
Yeah, that's all he had to do was look at him.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the scene, by the way? So when I was a kid, I interpreted this scene a certain way, and everyone told me I was wrong. And I just read trivia that said that the way I interpreted it was actually the way the script was written, but it was sort of doctored a little bit. Do we know what we're talking about here? I just don't want to say it yet. This.
Like, so, is it like his relative or something?
No, as a kid, I was like, oh, that guy's dead.
Oh.
Like, everything about this scene is shot like that kid dies. But you hear people saying, you're going to be okay, Sentry. You're going to be okay. Yeah. That was ADR'd in later because it was deemed too violent. That kid was supposed to die. And apparently the death was retained in some of the dubs in other languages. And I think that's fascinating.
Huh. Yeah, we can't have people killing kids, even though you just watched one get electrocuted.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But that was by his own fault. He swung that axe right into that power cable.
It's kind of nice that they gave Splinter a box to stand on. At least he's not just straight up hanging. I didn't notice that until now. Someone in that Foot Clan, factory has a heart and was like, "No, you can stand on this, rat."
Well, it's another thing too. It's like I'm so used, there's a bunch of stuff that I am noticing because I grew up with this on VHS. So,
detail,
you miss a lot of. So
well, what I was worried about was like when I got this on Blu-ray that you know how I keep on pointing out in some of the movies that we've watched on the podcast that like the high def ruins stuff.
Yeah.
Like when we were watching Jaws 3, you could see that they were filming in a pool and stuff like that. I was afraid when I first got this that the HD would ruin the puppetry and like the costumes, but it really hasn't.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because the lighting. Because like I said,
that's why the movie looks the way it looks, is because they're being smart about it, and covering it up in a.
Well, it's the same reason why the Burton Batman is so dark in certain places, because they knew that the suit in the light, they knew the suit didn't look that great, so they're like, we got to make sure it's dim.
This is another thing I asked my mom about. I was like, why did he do that? Why did he shoot the car? And my mom was like, well, so when there are racehorses who break their legs. And so I got that talk.
And then they get turned into glue. No,
exactly. No. I read Animal Farm many years later.
Sometimes Jello, you never know.
I remember when I found out that horses got turned into like glue. I remember I went to one of the girls in my school, in my grade school, who used to eat like the paste.
Oh no!
And I was just like, "You had horse."
Well, like I said, technically, if you've ever had anything gummy or Jello,
ligaments,
you've had horse too.
Marshmallows.
Yep.
So here's something that I really like about this interpretation of the characters. Like, I always kind of think as Casey Jones as being the angry kind of, wingnut, I guess. But April is the one who has the temper issue here. She gets angry way faster than he does, and then he gets angry at her.
I think he's just trying to be macho. I mean,
I just like that they're matched. I like that they're matched, and I like that it's just interesting to me to think that she's the one who gets angry first.
Well, it's that classic, God, will you two just fuck thing.
Yeah, right.
No, the thing, like, how do you explain moonlighting to people? It's like, well, before Bruce Willis, became a grizzled old man. It will make any movie that you offer him $2 to star in.
It's like before he went out to the coast to get together and have a few laughs. Well, he was in a show called Moonlighting.
These sketches are so cool. This is another thing I like, is that Donatello and Casey really get along because they have this mechanical connection. Yeah, which I never thought about outside of this movie. Yeah. And it took me forever to figure out what they were doing here with these insults. Yeah. They're going through the alphabet.
Brochacho. I went to Juilliard.
He nearly murdered Casey Jones.
I love that. Hey.
Yeah.
Older brother's got to do older brother thing. That's something. Just tossed his ass in there.
I was gonna say, is he unconscious or just drunk?
I think they put him on his side so he wouldn't like choke on his own vomit.
Yeah, and there's water in there to keep him hydrated,
Oh.
so he can't be face down in the water. Oh, Raphael.
Such a massive load.
Don't do that. You're ruining the latex, lady.
Didn't for a while there, it was like memeable. Like they were showing like one of the original masks that had just like all the latex had just like worn off.
Oh, I've seen that picture.
Well, James, who we just had on to watch Motel Hell with us, he actually has a couple of those, I do believe, because he collects those movie props.
Wow.
Yeah, he has a thing in Vegas right now where he's showing them all off. Or he has like a show going on.
How much did a turtle head go for?
I don't know, but he has more stuff that I think he can count. He was on some show that's on WCIU out here. Blair from The Facts of Life hosts it, and he was on it, and he was showing off some of his collection on TV.
Wow. You're just digging yourself deeper, Casey.
Someone's trying to compensate for a lack of something.
Don't give her that hammer, Casey. It's not going to end well.
You wake up in the morning, you're going to have a nail driven through your ding-a-ling.
That's right.
This planet.
Oh, she likes him.
They're going to do it. Okay, maybe not.
I really hope that wasn't planned, the breaking of that swing.
His reaction was kind of like, what? What's my name?
Wait, why am I?
He's been unconscious for at least a full day.
Yeah.
Baby food. I don't think he can chew very well right now.
He's all RoboCopping it right now.
Yeah.
Don't shake him so much, Leo.
Like, how come when you move, you rattle?
Surprised they didn't just leave him out in the sun, or leave him on his back baking in the hot sun, and they didn't do nothing.
I'm surprised they never made a joke of that type in here.
Oh, the turtle being on the back?
Yeah.
Doing a little Blade Runner reference.
Yeah, getting pictures developed. Remember that?
Oh, God.
It still makes me laugh that there's like the Walgreens that's right over here. They still have like the photo department like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's really the only places you can like CVS has one, I think, too. Like they're the only places you can ever find that are like old drugstores.
Yeah. Let them know where you are. Am I getting another Amber Alert? Yep.
What's going on?
Too, yeah.
Yesterday I got an alert. There's like an Amber Alert going on in the area.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say apparently a lot of kids are getting abducted like 2 days ago.
I got an alert for it yesterday too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Boy, that Amber Alert really killed the mood. Jeez.
I'm getting taken in. I'm getting taken in by Shredder again. I like that he's not even, because I'm trying to remember with the cartoon. In the cartoon, Shredder was following Hamato Yoshi, right? And trying to like end him. But in the movie, he just kind of happens to come across people who've been trained in that style, recognizes their fighting style, and then finds out that there's this link that's still,
It was some jealousy thing, I think, in the cartoons, because I know he they were training under the same people or something, and he did something he sabotaged.
Did he get kicked out of the dojo or something?
I can confirm that, at least from the coloring books that we had as kids. I don't remember seeing this in the cartoon, but in the coloring book, Shredder put like a dagger in the back of the kimono, so he couldn't bow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he gets kicked out.
Oh, that's assault.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh my God, I can't stand this guy.
But man, his hands are.
And then like then you give it 30 seconds and you hear.
Yep. Awkward. So something I read on IMDb was that a lot of Casey Jones' backstory here was supposed to be about having severe depression, which I thought was really interesting, and that this was some sort of callback to it.
Yeah.
Also, Mom, what's turtle wax? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's why Leonardo's the leader. He's figuring it out.
See, did you ever see? You've seen the CGI animated movie that came out like in the mid 2000s.
Yes, I did see that.
I loved the way that they portrayed Leonardo in that.
I don't remember.
I think that was Chris
He left to go and train because he didn't think he was good enough. Because I guess I can't remember if it was a sequel to the movies or if it was a sequel to the cartoon.
He becomes a vigilante, right?
Raphael does. Yeah,
Okay.
Raphael puts on like that metal suit and goes around.
That's right, yeah. And then they have that rooftop fight,
that awesome rooftop fight, yeah. But like Leonardo had left the group and to go off and train, and he came back like.
Oh wait, that's right. Is this the movie that starts with them all having different jobs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really love the way they did that in that movie. I thought that was really interesting.
So was the whole point that like they beat Shredder and they're just kind of like, well, what do we do now? Like that was
and it was like Raphael had questioned Leonardo's leadership abilities, so he went off to become a leader.
Yeah.
And it was I thought the way that they worked the individual stories like each character and it was really interesting. It could have just been another turtles running around beating the crap out of every single thing they come across, but no, they actually like put some character development in there.
Right, yeah.
That, was it Chris Evans being the
Chris
voice?
Evans was Casey Jones, yeah.
He'd actually make a good. If they ever did live action, he'd do good. But of course, that was before he got Cap. And then he's like, there's no way they're going to get in.
Hey, anything that has Patrick Stewart in it, I will watch.
Was Patrick Stewart the bad guy?
He was the villain. He was the villain in the movie.
Yeah.
My God, look at how good this scene is.
He's all Yoda in them.
Oh, it's so well done. I would love a poster of this. It's just so well composed. I know I should be talking, but I'm like getting pulled into the movie.
Like I said, it's been a minute since I've seen this, so.
Like it's been a while. Just say like they would play it at the arcade, but it never had sound. So
I remember I went to Kuma's Corner one time and they were playing this on the TVs in there. This has been CNN.
Oh.
So did you guys hallucinate that too, or?
And then finally, reality hits Michelangelo.
Yep.
I wonder if those are real tears or it's just glycerin.
It's probably the guy underneath the suit sweating to death.
Like I said, when they do certain close-ups, you can totally see the slits, and then honestly, it's like the fact that they did the stuff they do with just that limited field of vision.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah,
and this heavy ass suit.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, doing the nunchuck stuff in that store with the glove, the 3-finger glove thing. I mean, that's something. See, he's handy for something. He fixed the swing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Yep. And they just interrupted his, game.
Yeah.
I love this piece of music that happens for about 15 seconds.
The way they were shot in the lighting, it kind of looked like classic Turtles because they all had the you couldn't see the color.
Yeah, the backlight. Yeah, the backlight.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like they look like I wonder if that was, and I kind of wonder if that was an allusion to the comic.
I would believe it.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the turtles crying because they think they've spoken to their dad for the last time, and I think that I don't know if any of you have had this experience in your lives. I hope not, but when a family kind of gathers around one person and you lose that person, as much as the family is close, sometimes the structure kind of falls apart. And so I think about Leo thinking about that. If Splinter is gone, does the family stay together? And I can also confirm there was fan fiction about that in the 2000s.
It's a movie rule. Whenever you go tramping around in the sewers, you got to wear high heels.
Yeah, right. How did he figure this out?
The script it was written that way.
Well, remember that the foot did also.
That's right. They found
they
the
invaded,
location, so he must have gotten that information. Yeah.
Has he been fucking a cat?
Oh, it's PG. You could have said you shit a brick. Check the kid out. He's probably got a homing device under his skin or something.
Here we go. Because it's the 90s, we got to have this uncomfortable moment.
Yeah. No, you're not a claustrophobic. You're homophobic. So.
But he even interprets it the other way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, like, I like to think that this is just masterclass levels of Casey just not understanding things.
Trying to, being taught sensitivity.
I mean, Casey, this is a really spacious sewer, honestly. You're not going to find another sewer like this.
Yeah.
It's like Casey Jones like saying, "I'm from the streets," and then he backs up into that lamp and like shakes.
Yeah. I wonder who has these. I wonder if these sketches exist in the world somewhere in someone's collection.
I don't want that one because it's all folded up now.
Yeah. Maybe that was just a print. So it took me a while. As a kid, I didn't.
I always laughed at this. This always cracked me up. Like penicillin on pizza.
Yeah. I never understood mold.
Right? Yeah. Mom, what's penicillin?
Yeah. Why was the stuff that I have to take whenever I get strep throat on their pizza, Mom?
I mean, compare the interior of this truck to that sewer we were just in. I know that's not how claustrophobia works, but actually, I read that the guy who is in the Raphael suit actually had claustrophobia, and so he would take the suit head off as soon as he could after his shots. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being that committed to your craft?
Ugh. But man, this kid has some really weird dreams.
Yeah.
It's Darth Vader sending him messages through the Force.
The dueling father figures in his head.
Except you notice his real father was not in there?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, at the end you just hear like, "Danny, damn it!"
Yeah.
You're a criminal, Danny.
You're adopted.
See, again, look,
strong.
Danny could move that. Why couldn't I move that as a kid?
Danny has that criminal strength.
in downtown New York, all the manhole covers are made out of balsa wood. Once he kicks it and knocks it back into place.
Yeah, I know.
In reality, you break your foot.
On that. Yeah. Gotta love that guitar riff.
Gotta put on the bro bandana.
That's
the brodana.
Right. Oh, look at that stealthy Casey Jones there.
Oh, it's a much more subdued night at the Foot Clan headquarters.
I remember we had the soundtrack to this.
Oh, there are more arcade games, but I can't tell what they are.
All the electronic music and stuff, the early hip hop and stuff on the soundtrack, or Technotronic.
They really should invest in hiring a janitor because that place is not very well kept.
And this is how you get ants, people.
Slot machines.
I love how Casey's just walking around there. He's some older kid.
This kid was just like traipsing around in the sewer and he's biting his nails.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Hello, hepatitis.
Yeah.
So I really liked Danny as a character. I liked him a lot more than I liked Kino in the second movie. And Danny
Kino
doesn't
didn't really have an arc, you know?
Yeah, true. But Danny doesn't show up in anything. No. I don't know if Kino does either. Are they just isolated to the movies? Or
I think they're just from the live action movies, yeah.
Really, Casey and April are the only characters that sort of transcend to other movies.
Yeah.
Well, they were like legacy characters. I think they just wanted to have like a child character that the kids can latch onto for the movies.
Right.
There really isn't one in the third one. Well, I guess there's that.
And
Like,
they're trying to show you a moral lesson with Danny too. You know, crime doesn't pay.
I don't know. He got that sweet Walkman out of it.
That's right.
Hamato Yoshi.
Orokusaki.
What would you do if you were practicing your martial arts and you saw the rat imitating you? I'd be like, I'm going to make some money off this thing. Like, this would be a YouTube sensation.
Hush, gush,
This movie is like, it gets so real. This is just cray.
I mean, that's nasty for a kid's movie. I mean, he just falling down like a hole in his chest.
Yep.
Gets his face raked by a rat.
And then this image of Splinter is so...
Grabbing his hand, yeah.
Yeah.
This made my brother cry.
Oh.
The part they don't show you is how when Splinter was abandoned, he had to use them as food. So,
oh, God.
You got to do what you got to do.
Hey, that's what happened. I mean, haven't you ever heard those stories about
survival?
Old cat and dog ladies? How when they die, the dogs basically eat.
Hey, I saw Superman Returns. I know what's up. That one Pomeranian ate the other one. They were left alone.
Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and a beer.
And Bazooka Joe in the corner there.
That's true.
There's the Technotronic.
Yep.
Spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Everybody.
Move your body.
Oh, 90s.
Okay, also, can we just notice how huge Danny's pupils are in this scene? I think that's a really interesting detail that they put in too. That he's so scared. I don't know if they dilated his pupils or what, but they're like
he was really high when they shot the scene.
Is this seducing him or what?
He's waiting for the flinch. There it is. There's the tell. Go for it.
Oh no.
Oh no. He found artwork.
God, Danny, you suck.
Fan fiction. Oh.
It's a caricature he had done at Great America. I hate Six Flags.
Oh,
Kill it.
I'll be back. I'm going to go on Magic Mountain real quick.
I hear there's no line.
I heard they brought back Moonwalker. Or is it Captain EO at Disney World?
oh.
You look pretty old to be a the whole you're pretty short to be a stormtrooper. You're pretty old to be a Foot Clan member.
Oh, and okay, that bothers me every time. The thought of I'm not claustrophobic, but the idea of diving down a storm drain gives me the Ghiblies. There's something about that.
Oh. Oh. Pennywise was waiting.
Once again, destroy our home.
But this time we have boiling water.
We were ready.
All those soldiers. They now all have third degree burns.
Yeah, in the immortal words of Dark Helmet, fooled you.
I see what he did there.
I always really liked that random flex of Raphael's, that they were so easy to beat that he ate an apple while it was going on. No big.
Turtles got to eat.
And why? I love how Casey wasted that time in getting there by changing back into his old.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, as they're running, he's just like,
he's like, hang on, kid, let me get this jumpsuit off real quick.
Yeah. Oh my god!
It might actually help us get out of here if I'm still wearing it, you know.
So, how many days has Splinter been down here without food and water?
I want to say maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, 3 or 4.
hardcore. And then think about all the people moving with the puppet and then the
God,
two
that's
of
gotta
them.
Suck.
And it looks so believable.
Look at me, I've got an army of 10-year-olds.
Yes, fear me.
It's hostile.
Here we go. How?
Yeah, now begins the final act, and it is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pulling the thing that you do with Donatello in the first TMNT game on the NES. When you're fighting Rocksteady, you bop him on the head with the staff.
You stay up there in that sweet, that invulnerable
Down,
zone.
just hit him in the head
Time
when he
those jumps.
Yep.
Oh.
Not racist.
I enjoyed.
I would have made a constipation joke.
I like that they have a little grunt war there.
A lot of slapping going on in this movie. I challenge you to a duel.
Never been hit by no fancy dueling glove before.
Like, you're going to impress your army of 12-year-olds.
Oh, low blow. That's a DQ right there.
Yep.
I guess
You're
there are no
messed up
rules in
now.
this match.
No.
Yes.
You gave him sports equipment.
Yes, that's right.
That-
His secret strength.
That's like Superman. That's the son to Superman right there.
Oh.
That's probably
Nerd.
the one thing in the movie that actually makes me cringe is thinking about somebody getting hit in the face with a golf club.
Getting clubbed.
That's a little bit too real.
Oh.
At least they showed that he had that big welt on, like by his eye.
Right, yeah, no other damage, just, you know.
Yeah.
How? Doing the skateboarding with no vision and whacking the crap out of people while
In
you're doing
water.
it. Yeah, it's like, wow. He does that little, I'm cool.
There's an
I'm
Academy
hip.
Award-winning performance right there.
Yeah, I'm hip.
He's
with
got a
it.
loyalty to the Shredder.
You might be playing the villain in Charlie's Angels in the future.
So when you all watched this in theaters, what was that experience like? Was it really
I
loud?
just remember it being a bunch of screaming kids.
Yeah.
No,
Like every time the Turtles would do something that was
you'd
kind of
cheer,
related to the cartoon or something like that. Basically, whenever Michelangelo talked,
Right.
kids would just like laughing way too long, and
I can't even imagine.
yeah, it was
Nice mullet in the back there.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it back.
That was it was a classic Brian Bosworth blonde mullet. See,
hey brother.
Oh damn! It was
Let
the
him
kid
go.
that they just cut away from. Oh man, it's nasty down there.
Sewers suck.
Whose idea was this?
Ah!
Oh, we got more jokes. Mom, what's derivative? Donatello is like a bottomless well of vocabulary.
Well,
Mom,
he's
what's a
the
bossa nova?
Yeah.
Chevy Nova?
Yeah. I love how why are the police or the news not on the scene right now?
Yeah, or people just, in their apartments.
I remember
The axes are
that
back.
being the big moment in the trailer for the movie.
Yes, I do too. Yeah.
I love being a turtle. That could have been bad.
Yep.
I wonder if that
Oh,
was
Donatello,
planned.
you're so cute. Yeah. I'm just so excited about the final fight scene. I can't stop thinking about it. I love it so much.
I would have laughed my ass off watching this in the theater if like one of them got like beaten down pretty badly, and they see like a piece of pizza on the side, like on the ground somewhere, and they pick it up like in the games.
Oh, no more.
Yeah.
Here it is. Final
That's
boss
an
time.
entrance. Yep.
And also, they picked the worst strategy on trying to fight him, which I think is hilarious.
The one at a time.
Yeah, it's like there are 4 of you and 1 of him.
Well, the foot had been doing it to them the whole time, so maybe they thought it would be a good idea too.
Well, they fight with honor is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Shredder even calls them out on it.
Yeah.
I do like that they think that's lame. Like, can you imagine Orokosaki thinking that calling himself the Shredder is cool?
Yeah.
Like, did he come up with that name? Is that his AOL screen name, or did someone else give that to him?
His AOL screen name.
The Shredder, 1974.
That means there are 1973 name with that same exact name.
Although, I mean, like, how this fight ends, I thought was very adult for the movie.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, you mean the murder that we all witnessed?
yeah. And the
That's
thing is,
right.
like, I just remember even like seeing this in the theater. I was just like, oh, I guess we're not getting part 2. Maybe it's this Blu-ray I'm watching, but the colors are really popping right now.
Yeah. Bum bum bum.
Here it is. Here it is. This is so good. Here we go. I thought the same thing too about Shredder at the end of the film.
Yeah.
Like, I was legitimately freaked out and grossed out as a kid, and I remember my brother trying to convince me, like, no, it's no. My mom was like, no, it's okay, because she was just trying to calm me down. My brother was like, no, it's not okay.
He toast. Because I just remember, like, there's going to be like 500 movies in this franchise and all that. And I was like, wow, they killed it with the first movie. Garbage day.
Casey
I was
loves
gonna say
his
that
life
I
right now.
always thought that he ran over somebody, but it looked like it was just a pile of trash in the street.
Casey's just coming unglued right now.
Chris, it was a sleeping bum. He was a casualty.
Was it one of those pesky vagrants?
It was Rhett from Back to the Future.
Way to go, Leo. Leo did it. He got a scratch.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I was thinking of what's his face, Thanos. All that energy for one drop of blood.
I also love that this is Leo's berserk button.
Yeah.
Everything goes out the window here.
He's got a trigger, yep.
Yep, that's it.
Triggered!
Derp.
Oh!
Someone...
I immediately regret this decision.
Yes. That's supposed to be Raphael's move right there, acting all hot-headed and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Now you know why he goes off and trains in the animated one. Uh-oh. Foreshadowing.
Oh, Donatello's got like a bruise on his face there, or blood.
Does he? Yeah, on his nose, yeah.
Either that or a really roughed up hobo.
This is it. Yeah, no shit, yeah.
I know.
Anyone got a t-shirt I could borrow?
Perhaps a hose I could wash myself down with. I've been hanging for like 3 days.
There's his trigger.
Oh, that's right, yeah. We're just passing him back and forth here.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's all Dr. Doom under there.
He's gonna start blowing people's heads up with his mind. It all come full circle.
That's right.
Massive fail.
Yep. Derp.
And I love that Splitter just starts straight up lecturing him.
Sure.
Bad move.
Yeah.
It's your own fault, Shredder.
Yeah, and he he wouldn't have had to counter.
That's right. All right, Casey, it's your time.
Straight up
Murderize him. Yeah. Damn.
Straight up killed this guy.
Yep.
Oh, and the crunching and stuff. I think that was supposed to be rust on the gears, but as a kid, I was like, oh my God, is that blood? No, Emily, it's fine. No, it's not fine.
When you think about it. So you were both right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, finally.
New York's finest.
Yeah, there's a freaking gang war going on downtown, and yeah, then all of a sudden Mahoney and the rest of the police academy show up.
Right on time, Chris Christie. Right on time.
Anyone got a cheeseburger?
All right, these guys will be out in a week.
Hey, Danny, you might be going to juvie. Lesson learned.
Wait, you're the asshole who picked money out of my purse.
You little shit! I'm gonna tell your dad he needs to spank you more often. This is the 90s. It can still happen.
Well, he did say earlier, not as sorry as you're going to be when we get home.
Yeah.
Also, I mean...
It's not like you can say, I'm going to take away your cell phone and your Wi-Fi.
Right.
I mean, the truth is, when Danny was lost, he tried nothing and he was all out of ideas.
But now he wants to be Dan, and it's all fine.
Yeah.
Aw.
Because he's a man now.
Yeah.
He's been rehabbed.
I think that's sweet, though, that he straight up kisses his son on the head. That's sweet.
You taste like the sewer.
Where have you been, Dan?
You've been waiting in doo-doo.
So Charles is part of the news agency, and April just randomly shows up. He's got to know that her place burned down, and he's just like, I really need you to cover the story, April. He's not like, oh my God, you're not dead. Your place burned down. Are you all right?
You need a place to stay?
Please, we really need to break this story.
I mean, he did leave that dickish message as her place was burning down. So.
That's true.
Now let's listen to this Oscar winner butcher these people's names.
Lidman.
He reversed the mans and the names.
Academy Award winner, everybody.
Yes.
Personally, I liked his work in Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
He was good in Choke.
And then, well, he's really good in Green Mile. He's just really fucking disturbing in that movie.
Yeah. I haven't watched that in so long, but then again, it is like 3.5 hours long.
He killed them with their love, Chris.
I apologize for being so movie ignorant. I'm like, I know of the Green Mile. I'm still technically involved in this.
But no, and there they.
It's that movie where it hurts when Tom Hanks has to pee.
9.95.
Look at that! They finally did it.
Oh, Leo's got bruises on his face too. Look at that! They totally have bruises or blood. So this is something that I hadn't noticed until watching it this close in HD.
Donatello's got one on his shoulder. Leonardo's got one on his shoulder.
I mean, they did get their ass handed to them. So.
They did.
Yeah. Shredder opened up a can of whoop ass on them.
They had to be saved by their dad. Losers. Remember that getting a big cheer in the theater.
Yeah.
And this is how all of the children learned how to spell turtle.
That's right. There are mistakes in these lyrics, I believe. I believe they refer to one of the turtles as not the turtle they are, which is interesting. I did not memorize this rap like I memorized the ninja rap. And I feel like maybe I should have spent the time.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Wait a minute. No, he would have been like, most Def would have been like 10 or whatever this came out.
So, folks, I have this Turtles trivia quiz book from 1990. Now that we've finished this movie, I thought maybe we could see who was paying the most attention. What do you think?
Uh-oh.
while the
Uh-oh.
credits roll.
We might be in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So we got
Oh,
cartoon
random
questions. We got, and there are different difficulties. So we'll start with the easy ones. So I don't know if you want to buzz in or just yell out the answer, but here we go. TMNT movie trivia questions, simple level questions. Number 1, in which city does the story take place?
New York.
New York.
Ding,
Go.
ding, ding, ding. We'll move on to a harder one because that is quite simple.
Oh my God, Leonardo is Hoshi, or what's the name?
Oh, the guy
Toshi
who,
from Revenge
yeah,
of the Nerds.
yeah, or Takashi.
Takashi,
I
yeah.
actually didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh no, so I've never seen that, but isn't that like the really problematic character?
Yes, no,
Oh.
there's something that
problem.
happens in the movie that's very problematic nowadays.
But he's kind of I mean, well, every one of those characters are because they're a gay
Stereotype.
stereotype, an Asian stereotype. Well,
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, they're all like it's one of those movies that was very much of its time.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I watch it and I cringe a little bit.
There is a scene which is straight up rape. I mean, it's like,
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's like it is. A woman had sex with a guy who she thinks when she thinks it's somebody else.
Oh, I know about this. Yeah.
It's really cringy when like
Yeah. Also,
Well,
and the thing that creeps me out the most is like when the character finds out that that's exactly what happened. She's okay with it.
Yeah. She's like,
Right,
oh, you're
yeah.
great. Yeah.
Let's double down on the problems.
Kind of gross.
Okay, medium level question.
Okay.
What is the name of the antique shop April lives above?
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I wasn't paying
April's
attention.
dad's antique shop.
I believe it's second time around.
Oh,
And I've
that was
actually
the second
seen
time.
antique shops named that. And I'm always like, I need to get a picture in front of that. And then I always forget. That was medium. Let me give you a stumper question.
Okay.
Whose picture is on the front of Danny's t-shirt?
Oh, that's Sid Vicious.
Oh, it's Bob Marley.
Let's see. Number 47. Because I don't actually know this. Let's
Sid
see.
Vicious.
Stumper. Yes, Sid Vicious, member of the English punk
Sid
band,
Vicious.
the Sex
Oh,
Pistols.
yeah.
Boom!
Because I knew
Well
Oh,
that.
yeah, it
done.
said Sid on the back. Yeah.
I actually knew that because of the documentary. Because I guess he and that actor and the director talked about how much they loved the Sex Pistols, and that's why he has them wear that T-shirt. Yeah.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well done.
Jeremiah wins.
Yay!
Respect.
I said I would not have known that had I not seen that documentary.
But now all that work that you did as a child and an adult came together,
Yay!
and you've won.
Oh God.
I've
This
crushed my
soundtrack is
enemies.
so freaking late 80s, early 90s.
Oh.
But yeah,
Yes.
we saw this in the theater, I want to say twice.
Oh wow, that's cool. Your
My
parents
brother-
were like, "Yeah, we'll do that again."
No, the first time they did, I want to say my parents did like it because of how dark it was. I think they enjoyed it, but when we saw it the second time, I think it was at like a second run theater. My parents went and saw something else, and they just left us to go see this, on our own.
Yeah.
And it always ended up being some movie that we should never have been able to see. That was a movie that they would go see. So, like, if our movie ended first, we'd go into their theater and finish off whatever movie that they were watching.
Oh.
And I remember I saw so many things I should never have seen.
Oh
like
no!
the ending of Manhunter. I get to watch some guy get like holes plugged in him with a shotgun to set to Inagata DeVita.
That's horrifying. Did your movie theater have an arcade in it or anything like that? No
Dollar
diversion.
Theater, the Dollar Theater that we went to all the time, no. But the main theater that we would go to usually had a couple of arcade games. I just remember it always made me laugh because when I saw remember when we watched Night of the Comet, Jeremiah, and Reggie was always playing Tempest in the arcade. The one theater that we would go to all the time back in the like early to mid 80s always had a Tempest in the lobby. So it always made me laugh when I'd see her playing that in the lobby of the movie theater in the movie.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I know that one of you has watched this in the last like 4 years.
Yeah.
Does it hold up, or
Yeah,
how do you feel about
I still
it?
enjoy it.
It does. I mean, it's still.
It's fast. It's
yeah.
breezy. Yeah.
And the fact that the fact that it looked. I mean, this is a movie that's 30 years old, and it looks better than the CGI version we got.
Right.
Yeah.
And also something that should be said about that is like when you're an actor in this film, you are interacting with like the best example of a turtle that you can get. It's not somebody who's in a like a motion capture suit or anything. It's like real. And so you can respond to them that way. And I wish that they had gone the animatronics route for the modern ones. I mean,
I would have been cool if they did, and they just like enhanced the faces with like CGI a little bit.
Right. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. You know,
Aren't they already rebooting that? And they're like,
they're talking about rebooting the franchise all over again.
Yeah.
In movie form.
Yeah, I think so. Like live action. Yeah.
Oh my God, the Blu-ray has a sneak peek of the TMNT Smash Up game for the Wii.
Ooh. You know what
Shows
I've
you how
got
old this
on mine? I've got an original Sewer Maze interactive game played with your DVD remote control.
Oh my God!
It's basically Dragon's Lair, but like worse.
Yeah, that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
I love this movie. I will never stop loving this movie.
It still holds up.
Yeah, and I know, and I as I recall, like they made that on a very tight budget too. So.
It was New Line was not a huge studio. I mean, they were known for making Nightmare on Elm Street movies. That was like their bread and butter.
Yeah,
like and I was surprised to hear that this was the highest grossing independent film until the Blair Witch Project. So that was like a 10-year run or 11-year probably. I don't remember.
Yeah, Blair Witch came out in '99, so it was a 9-year run. Yeah.
Dang, Turtles, you did it.
You proved them wrong.
Pizza power.
This is one of the movies that led to New Line making, becoming
Lord of the Rings.
That made Lord of the Rings and winning Oscars and stuff like that. So
that's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yep.
We owe so much to the Turtles.
The $100 million mark, which honestly, back in like the '90s and all that, was not something that happened very often. Not like it is now, where like in one weekend the movie can make $100 million.
Because ticket prices, like I remember seeing, I know I paid less than $5.
Yeah, I was gonna say back around 1990, ticket prices were like $5.
Yeah,
wow.
or even like, and that was evening. Like if you saw a matinee, it would be like $2 or $3.
Yeah, because when I graduated high school in '93 was when I started going to see movies all the time, and that I want to say I was paying like $6.50.
Yeah, so I'm sure if you do the adjusted income, it made more money.
Right? Yeah, but thinking back to those times, the Turtles stick with you, man.
No, like I said, they're a weird generational phenomenon,
and it's like the Power Rangers, man. It just keeps going.
Yeah. Right.
It just does not end. It's like how many iterations of the cartoon has there been at this point? Like,
let's see. Well,
10.
There was the early one, like the 80s, 90s one. Then there was one that came out in like the early aughts.
There was like the Next Mutation.
Yeah, and then there was the Nickelodeon one where it kind of has like computer style, and I think isn't there another?
There's a new one. Yeah,
so at least 4 of the cartoon. Yeah. So
and then they had them. Then there was that show. It had the female turtle.
Yeah,
that's Next Mutation. Yeah,
Next Mutation.
Which I had such hopes for because I was like, it's gonna be like the movie. Yeah. But it was not up to that budget.
No. Yeah, I remember the suits in the third movie kind of looked crappy.
Yeah, they kind of
that's kind of like the level that Next Mutation thing was, if I remember correctly.
I think you're about right. I've only seen the third movie once, so.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater, and I think that was the only time I saw it. I think even the thing was my brother, since he was the big Turtle fan, I took him to see the third one because he really wanted to see it. And I want to say it was around that time where he was just kind of like, I think I'm over this.
Well, I remember like the big selling point was like, we got Casey Jones back. And it's like,
I remember the thing that made me want to see it was the time travel thing made me think it was Turtles in Time, the movie.
Right, and exactly.
It was not.
No.
And oh god, who's the actor? The British actor
Stuart Wilson.
Yeah.
He plays the bad guy in every movie ever made.
Who? I don't even remember who the villain was.
It was that British gun runner.
Yeah,
he was like trying to sell the cannons and rifles to the Japanese.
Samurais,
yeah.
I barely remember it.
It's not good.
So once again, thank you very much, Emily, for bringing Ninja Turtles.
Thank you for having me on and allowing me to just talk endlessly about this.
That's what we do.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Are you a fan of Ninja Turtles?
Yes. Yes.
Once again, if you guys like what we do, remember to like, subscribe, and what do we do most importantly, Chris?
I like to share.
Yeah, and because
Aw.
holiday season's coming, so
I play video games on the internet sometimes. If you want to watch, you can check that out at twitch.tv/Keyglyph, which is KEYGLYPH. It's an Echo the Dolphin reference. If there's anyone out there who loves that game, we should be friends. Yeah.
I have the Sega CD versions. Holla!
I made a funny.